Yo, what's up, everybody? Let me just make sure everything's working in your stream and we will get right into this. Alright, guys, we're ready to play some Siege. Let's do this. Guys, by the way, shout out to Crosshair X. Stop playing games, not for Rainbow Six Siege, but for games like Fortnite, stuff like that. It's really nice to play. Alright, let's start Rainbow Six Siege up. We're probably just gonna play some ranked, yeah, stuff like that. Alright, so, sorry, it takes a little bit to log in, but we are basically playing ranked. We'll see if we can get my friends on, maybe we can run some of those. What else did we do? We can run the new event. I know to play it, so I'll teach you guys everything I know. Stuff like that. This is my first time streaming Rainbow Six Siege or making anything on Rainbow Six Siege. So, I think it's gonna be fun, but also terrible at the same time. Like, this is gonna be a horrible experience. I already know it. I am also very unhealthy. First thing time playing this game in this season, I'm already at 283. So yeah, it's not a good look. I promise. Not that bad. You know what? What if I were to tell you we're gonna watch the Salt Lake City Major Team Falcons versus Shopify Rebellion? Uh, guys, I seem to be glitched. Uh, I don't really know what to do here. I could also Thor, but I don't know what would crash. I'll try it. Okay, yeah. Let's go into Twitch actually, and let's watch this. All right, guys. Um, where is it? Rainbow Six is live here. I'm gonna turn the volume down a little bit for me. let's react to this, okay, guys. I'm gonna turn the volume down a little bit more. Here, guys, let me help you so you can hear the games actually a little bit more.
How about bigger cities being like London, Birmingham, Manchester?
All right, let's see this.
They don't. I get an idea in my head of like what does a couple of million people look like over here. This is like 300,000 people. It feels like bigger than what we have in our cities in the UK. I don't know. Maybe it's land spread. It's just bigger here, and we like being all cramped up and cozy in the UK to stay warm together. But Tim, let's get nice and cozy and stay warm together inside of Clubhouse. We're ready to get into it now. Falcons versus Shopify Rebellion.
All right, yeah,
If Falcons win, they
good.
go through to phase 2. And if Rebellion lose, they find themselves dropping down to the lower bracket where they'll have to fight for their place in the tournament on just day 2 tomorrow in a best of 3.
All right, right now, Team Falcon won the first.
See what we get. Anything out of the ordinary, or is it going to be nice and stock standard, what we would expect? I'm going to have the Monty and the Kaid, so yep, no surprises there. And I don't think I'm interested. I think we'll maybe have. Could be the Bandit alongside the Kaid just to make that upstairs as difficult as possible to defend. Yeah, there we go. So it's always, I think it's always an interesting double ban. Is this?
All right, let's see here.
The
Spoy is really good for the teams. Honestly, guys, I don't know how Rebellion's losing right now to Falcon, even though they both have really good teams.
Azami is available, Mirror is available. You've got these big operators that
let's spectate this one, guys.
Problems. You've got Thorn, you've got Goyo, you've got so much denial and traps that you're going to have to play into. So something to watch for on the
They're playing club right now.
Have taken the choice to take those, denial
basement, I believe. So this is gonna be difficult. Although basement is really good. Who do you guys root for here?
How quick are you able to be here? Are you able to take advantage of that, or are you losing all your advantage by?
I'm sorry if my voice overlaps with the commentators.
So if you're going to take Bandit and Kaid away as your bands, you've got to show a good ability.
Right now, expecting Jume from Falcons. They're winning. It's pretty nice. So they actually do this so they can spectate below them. That's why they break it in the floors, so then they can hopefully get some quick scopes on people. Ooh, okay, so Ambi's being very aggressive as Deimos, as you already know you need to be.
From Solid Snake, that of course we've been very used to seeing throughout the series so far. Instead, going back to ye old faithful, Deimos and Dockerby both.
Alright, Canadian running Blackbeard. He's destroying the fire, which is good for the game, so if they're ever in rush, they can get it. Although Rexon is doing a lot. Azami's holding bridge, which you'll see very often in ranked games, because it's hard to scare them.
But it is certainly intended to waste a hell of a lot of time.
Present just outside in logistics. Needs to be dealt with, needs to be cleared. There's Luca back. We've seen Falcons do this so many times.
Okay, so they're getting Dokkaebi cold right now, except for Mew, because he is actually standing inside of one of the Mew blockers. That's actually a really good strategy, by the way, guys. If you're running a game, go near mute if they have Dokkaebi and they haven't used their 2 goals yet. It's really nice. Deimos used his thing on Goyo or Rid, but it stopped after Deimos got destroyed.
Yeah, Ambi's gone a little bit too
I'll let him explain this in English.
Given his position away, it was a freebie for Doom. Leakafat finally makes his descent down from the heavens and gets 2. And Surf is all that is left alive, does not have the diffuser. It is over on the other side of the bottom floor. Looks for what he can and gets rid of at least one.
Gosh.
2 to go, uses a Liquefact, still stood in his way. He's got loads of time to work with Tim. As long as he's coming out these 1v1, suddenly things start to look very interesting. As one comes down main stairs, off towards his left.
Oh, that's very unlucky there.
Round 1 goes to Falcons.
He was kind of running around, not expecting that he'd be crushed. He thought he ran behind the walls, but he got attacked from behind, so he couldn't have done anything no matter what. As you can see, it's really, it's glitchy camera angles, but that's always fun, guys.
Rebellion here, if they can come away with a 3-3, I think that would actually be a great start for them on the attack. Given that they've chosen the map, I would expect
The
them to
reason
have
why it's glitched, by the
serious
way, is
plans for the
because their
defense.
camera, not
I think that's
PCs
kind
or
of the
anything.
threshold in my mind that I'm
So
setting
don't
for them
worry.
here. If it goes to a Falcons 4-2 half, it would be understandable, of course, given that they're on the defense, but I think that's when the alarm bells sort of start to ring for the North American side. Then if it's 4-2 on the half, you're kind of looking towards, at best, maybe coming away with an overtime, and then it's kind of anybody's.
It could well be. Clash from Doom being wielded in this round. It's being employed quite an awful lot.
Alright.
To be fair, and I imagine it's going to be somewhat of a.
They didn't use Zummy. I think they banned it. Possibly. No, they didn't. They banned Caden Bandit, so Caden Bandit have a really good advantage of that because often they use Ace to break it or Thermite, and they can't because they have that. And
I think because they've
it's
seen
very
such
surprising.
aggressive roam game so far coming out from Falcons, there's that acknowledgement of, well, if we're going to clear the map, we're going to need utility. We're going to need our way to
Abby
get the information that we need
with
to snip our way
Thanos,
through to
pretty
pick off these
nice.
players that are being a little bit of a nuisance. And sure enough, in this round, you want to keep an eye
You
on
can
really
tell
just
the
gonna be Doom
mastery
currently
that
down
they
on
have.
that first floor, just working his way through garage, no doubt, back on
Ooh,
catwalk as
the
well.
gunners.
But that's they're going to have to work their way through,
Amazing.
because although they've got a ton of nades, they're going to have to make him dance, try and pick him off, and at least get a bit of pressure going.
I love watching Arsenal, best team in the league.
Get really aggressive, but he hasn't done for the time being. He's going to drop himself away and get onto the drones instead. But this is actually really quick progress from Rebellion. We've got walls being opened, we've got pressure being applied, we've got defenders being moved around.
You can see him fighting out here.
I'm a little bit concerned about.
He could potentially wallbang right now. It's just like, when you're spectating this, you don't realize how hard it actually is to wallbang. Just because you can't see.
Could be a bit of an issue for them. Canadian does manage to get one from logistics, and it could well be that Rebellion manage, so long as they don't want to use those windows, they should be fine. But saying that, Ambi is
solo with the rest of the Goya. Always really nice.
Risk there by not having control of Cash CC. You really need that on side to be able to play on the south balcony, but sure enough, keeps himself alive, drops down from there. Now in a kind of weird stalemate where all they've really got to work with is Jsteezy. They'll need to
right now, Rebellion's up by 1, killing Usos out. That's oh, Davis uses his ability, Ambi does, and he destroys like an effect, which is Valkyrie. But they now they can just sit on camp service and time. So.
And looks to rejoin his team.
Yeah, more importantly for Rebellion, they've got control of the cache and CCTV side, so it now means that Spoit is opened up to be able to play on those windows.
Spoit is a really good teammate, and he will carry them.
There was a lot of pressure early on towards the breachers. They are looking good at the minute. 45 seconds left to go as they find themselves now in a 5 versus 2. I think that kill from Surf was really the one that turns the round and, you know, stops you worrying about those little things like the timer. Users does manage to find one. It's actually the Razor Bloom that does the job. Ambi backing up the shield, manages to find 2.
That was a really good Blackbeard block because they auto shot at that.
What I like about it was they didn't actually then make use of the Cash CC side once they cleared it out. They rotated back under to main, but everything came from Ambi. He was the one who pushed up red, got himself the freebie on towards top stairs, forced the Goyo to run back towards site, then regrouped with his team. That's the crucial part.
You can see Spoit here.
To play the frags off each other and finds himself 3 in the round.
Asian demon.
Wonderful stuff. And just like back on Bank,
although he's eating rice, he's cooking them like rice. It's very nice.
After 2.
Yeah, keeping it very close and both looking good for the round that they won. And so it goes on. We move to Cash and CCTV next of all.
God, he's so wonderful.
So good. He really is.
Played off the shield for both of those kills as well.
Absolutely
wonderful.
Brilliant stuff. Like I said, I was when it was 5 versus 3, I'm thinking, you know, maybe Falcons hold on here. There's only 45 seconds, but then as soon as
Falcons do win this game, by the way, they win the group.
Too much to do now, and Rebellion, they smelt that and just applied the pressure massively and got it done in 10-15 seconds after that point. So we're going to have quite a setup as well over on the master bedroom side. CCTV and Cash is going to be the whole, but we can see we've got Jacuzzi wall reinforced. We've got some reinforcements, partial reinforcement between Master and Jim. There's rotations opened up as well. And then we've got Doom, who's going to be playing out on the balcony. I think he's the Azami, and he's got support from Leakafak with those ADSs as well.
Now getting themselves focused onto the actual site.
This is an interesting shoot.
Lovely little sized hole, I'd say, but of course Monty's banned away. Which means they've got full coverage there to be able to sprint in, if so required, in towards that default plant spot. And a second one opened up to give them a
Nice
better angle
drone there.
towards Reds. There's no one playing super tight on that angle to give them a spot of bother. But with that done, now it looks like the attention is turning towards Garage, because we've got, what, 3 or 4 drones all racing around. Getting a lay of the land, sniffing out on where players are, who is playing where, and it is going to be the Azami up top with the support, of course, of those ADSs from Leakyfac. Haven't got tons of frags to work with, admittedly, here. Looking towards Ambi when I say that. A lot of flashes to burn the ADSs, but then they've got to be able to make sure they capitalise and get rid of the Azami after fire up top. Doom forced to
Oh
move
my
away, and
goodness,
they get
very
into the
good
breach.
Capito
Wonderful
play.
start from Rebellion, converting it into another. A swing on the breach from Leakyfac gets one, but again, there is another trade waiting. Rebellion really showing up here in round 3 and pulling off what's been a beautiful attack so far.
Yeah, textbook take of Garage.
Smoke and mute with the SMG-12s here coming in. Let's see if they can do anything with it. I mean, hopefully they can.
And try and put that plant down, but they do need to worry
That
about
is
Lounge.
not
Worry about
what
it, they
you
will,
want
as
to
Rexon
see.
manages to find solid
Rebellion,
top four.
I love
Pressure
them
is
so much.
now released from
Blazer,
Rebellion. They can think about going in and
Flores.
getting a plant.
Brit
If
is
they didn't
almost
think
dead
about
here.
finding the
Less than
final
half
kill,
HP.
Breeder
This
gonna
is
take a
not
ton of
good.
damage there. Droned out as well. Flashbangs coming in. It is all stacked up against him. 1 versus 4. Not going to be pressured from Red Stairs yet.
Man.
You got cooked by
They
Damos
don't
too.
need to. Instead, just apply the track
That's
and try
gotta
and create
hurt.
a situation for a bit of space where Canadian
And
can
he
put the
just
diffuser
got
down Rexon,
destroyed
manages to
here.
pick up the final kill.
Ah, that
That
hurts.
is a very solid round of attacking Cash and CCTV. If you're not sure how to get it done on that site, go and have a watch of that round back.
You've half stole what I was going to say. Yeah, I used the word in the round there. Textbook. It's how I can best describe it. It was a textbook attack. At least for those first 3 kills. They found the last 2. Of course, we started to see Falcons moving around, figuring things out a little bit there. Okay, how do we get our way back into this round? But it was absolutely sublime from Rebellion. Completely with you. If you want to see how to attack that site with your stack, that's one to go back and watch. The crucial thing, Tim, is they're up 2-1. Falcons have
Textbook timeout, 40 minutes or 40 seconds.
Not started the way that I imagined they envisioned.
No, I would agree. I think
Falcons want to win this and they want to win it really bad.
Excuses, but it's a map that they don't need to
good fella
said it
right now.
countless times. I think any good team needs to have at least functioning clubhouse. I don't think it's a map that you can really completely ignore, and hasn't been for years in Siege. But Shopify Rebellion, I said as well, if you remember at the beginning,
Could you know what I really don't get?
There's a lot of confidence
You
behind
see, this guy right here. Why does he have long sleeve? Why does he have a sleeve? I don't know why you need a sleeve.
They know what Falcons are going to do. They know what the setups are.
You're
They've
not
got the
like
answers.
going outside or
They're
anything.
moving
You
around
don't keep it
the map
wet.
really fluidly. I love what I
I mean,
saw
I guess for show,
on
but
that
like
bedroom attack where it was like, right, we've actually still got a problem
how
with
street you
Solitary
could help
Cash,
you
so
or
we're going to
anything.
take the time now to deal with that. We're going to then come back
So
to what
that's
we were
gotta
doing.
suck.
And it's just that sort of fluency of
But
getting
he
around the
doesn't
map.
look that bad. He
Absolutely
mugs, I
loving
think.
that from Shopify Rebellion.
Also, our bands come through as you get these replays from the last round playing out before your very eyes. We've had Solid Snake banned away and Mute, interestingly, coming away from Rebellion. It was only really in the
I think
first
it'd be
round
really
that we
fun
saw
to have a team.
Mute have a massive impact because it was wasting so much time upstairs. It's the beauty of the top floor of Club is there's so many single doorways you have to work your way through. Drop a Mute Jammer on the other side of it, and the attacking team kind of struggle to work their way through. You can toss nades in to destroy out those Mute Jammers if you want. Otherwise, your drones are a little bit impeded, and maybe you've got to try and push your way through with a shield instead. So that being offline should mean that Rebellion can move that bit more fluidly. At the same time, Falcons have slowed things down there by getting rid of that Solid Snake. It does mean maybe you'll see more Dockery being brought out here to pair up.
Can you guys memorize like
but not
maps? Like how many games does it take us before you memorize them?
Fact, just setting himself up still on that top floor. We've seen it countless times from him.
They have so trying to track out the cameras. It's just really good at with these pro matches because they know how to play the cameras and Solis knows how to play. So they also got a snipe out actually on the first in Windows.
How well can they deal with Leakyfac and that top floor? How well and quickly can they
A dim size castle smoke.
They know that he's going to be there. He always plays in this position. So what is the plan here? What is the method
I'm guessing
by which they go in and deal with him?
Solis.
At the minute, kind of surrounding him a little bit. They've got a spike towards Jacuzzi Wall. He's opened himself up a little bit of a hole there, and they have managed to force Leakyfac to drop away. So this is good. It's good from Rebellion. They've done that without really exposing themselves to too much danger.
Yeah, I also like how the approach has come out from Falcons here. Like you can see one, they had the double barricade inside the bar off towards his right, but also had one off towards the left as they dropped down from Moto in towards bottom main. So they knew they weren't going to be exposed. It was quite a safe avenue back in towards site, and of course having a player there also looking to support is a big part of it too. But it has been relatively handily dealt with now. We're about halfway through that point in the round. And as you can see, Rebellion are inside the building. They're spreading through it like rats.
It's actually a
Getting a
really
full
good
lay
thing
of
to
the
do,
land,
okay, guys?
making sure
So
they've got
when
this
they
first
break
floor to control
those
to start thinking about what an execute
music
might look
things,
like.
it actually amplifies the sound, so it's really good for when you're trying to hunt roam downstairs or when you're looking for people to go upstairs. I recommend doing this 100% of the time. It does do 1 or 2 shots, so it can be heard, but not as that won't like destroy your game compared to not being there so come over.
That soft breach is going to help him actually considerably because it makes it more dangerous for Brede to play under that position. Ping comes out. That's actually just setting himself a pre-place, but I don't know whether they're going to have too much more attention back into Kitchen just yet, as they are working elsewhere. So it's important that Brede keeps himself alive here if they want to be able to make use of that utility later in the round.
Well, looking to work his way through blue. Of course, you get that wonderful long angle on towards the church wall, where we currently have the mirror window set up. That will get dealt with at some point soon. It's Rexon here, as you can see, who's got that angle sorted out. Once again, running around in the sensors, he has done quite a bit
This is
throughout
an
this
interesting
series.
play. I mean, I personally don't
Through a
really
player
play
off
Sims,
the
but
left, I believe it's the smoke of
it's
use.
pretty good play. They can't see
Inside
anything
there.
past it, which is
He's forced to
amazing.
move and
He
look
doesn't
to
know.
go aggressive. In there
Oh
with the
my
trade!
goodness. He
No,
has the
Ambi
flick
finds
on
it.
his
Finds
head.
shut down,
That is
but the damage
crazy.
has been done. Spoit exploding forward into a 2K as well, and Brede is
Oh
all
my
that is
god,
left.
double
Rebellion
kill there.
rising up here and looking to put themselves up with a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, Diffuser was going down there, but Spoit decided
3-1. They're having a comeback here. This is
Back
very
to the
nice.
final kill. Spoit with 3, Ambi with 2.
Rebellion's doing
And as you
amazing.
say, Rebellion really getting these players online now and functioning, and it's looking a little bit dangerous if you are Falcons. They've already had their tactical timeout as well. They find themselves now 3-1 down, and it is looking a little bit rough for them on Clubhouse. So it just goes to show results and past history don't always tell the full story.
It's definitely down to the micro moments there. Like that was a big one from Ambi. He should be dead to rights as a player who's swinging in from Gen. Has got a player inside a church and then immediately flicks onto the second. A very, very close range, granted. This kill here.
That's what I noticed from
himself.
pros.
That should have been a kill
I have my keyboard full tilt. They barely have their keyboard tilted at all.
And got rid of Ambi, but that was when Spoit exploded.
I don't know if that's strategically better or not.
Same as you said all day about
They're using Finner. Solo TV, I have a crush on
Yeah,
you.
it has. I think particularly.
I love Finner. He's my favorite by far. Finner are really amazing. Ambi switch from Ashley Damos, pretty nice.
What can your teammate do for you?
What can I do for my co-cast?
They're all switching.
Get me a coffee anytime you want, to be fair, mate.
I see their strat.
It's that mentality, and
They're gonna ace while lining, and then they're gonna go inside of it and demos, and then Blackbeard's gonna go in front, distract them, make them shoot the shield, and it's gonna work perfectly.
It's not looking too pretty. Yes, you didn't choose to come here, but you knew it was going to be a reality, and as we've seen, Tim, they've got a pretty good record on it, despite never really wanting to play it themselves. But Rebellion have just come in and look like they're a level above. Their executes have been absolutely fantastic. They've dealt with all the problems before them. Textbook was used to describe them a little earlier on. Falcons might find themselves.
Ooh, Rexon come here with a cheeky little shotgun.
There are a few players to deal with.
They're all right there. Okay, that's perfect. Rexon's he's trying to swing it. They're right there. Oh my goodness.
The other two players are in major jeopardy.
Oh, they all got Finner. This is really interesting to see who's gonna take this one right here.
This is just, it's uncomfortable to watch, let alone be on the receiving end of. I'm certain Falcons just having to scramble and do what they can to try and keep themselves alive.
Ooh, okay, so attacking takes the first thing. This is crazy. Finner trying to scope Fen here. He gets killed though. Double kill for Spoit. That is crazy. This just shows, that defines how good Sport is as a player.
Is going to stop the North American side at this moment in time.
It's just overwhelming, isn't it? You looked at how much was being tossed inside a cache there. The 3 players from Falcons that were present, they had a pretty miserable time. But to be fair, Solotov and Leak, in fact, they've planted their feet here.
Oh my god, Soul TV's getting a cheeky hit.
Between the two
There
of them, they're
you
finding ways
go.
to
Oh,
strip
double
it down.
kill.
Now could try and
Oh
double
my
barrel,
god,
but I like that
1v3.
Spoit.
Can he
Jumps to the
solo
side of
this?
sight. He's on for a
Epic
3 in
needs
the
to
round.
lock
His
in right
second
now. He's
3K
the
in
target
a
of
row.
Damos on the
Could yet look
staircase.
to make it
Running
4.
the
Leaky
deagle
back
right
into a
now.
1v1 against Ambi, who has not stopped hitting shots all day.
Gets
But
a
today
kill.
won't be able to
Triple
quite
kill for
find any. But
Epic.
on
Imagine
site
he gets the
itself,
ace.
Spoit and
They're
Canadian
defusing.
getting the business done. The diffuser's going down. And
They
this one is going to be a
defused.
hard recovery effort
This
for
is not going to be
Leaky
good
I like
for
this rotation from
Epic.
Leakyfact. Just tries to change up his angle of approach. They would have known that he was going to possibly come through that construction door, so decided not to. In the shower, he knows.
Oh, he
but the
was
cover is
so
there.
close.
Canadian
4
managed
kills
to get
there.
onto the
That
window
would have been a
just in time.
crazy,
I think Spoit stood
crazy
in the
clutch and
shower
ace.
thinking, come
That
on,
was a
get into
great
place
kill
right,
though
I
by
need
Blackbeard.
you
I don't know
there,
who's
I
running
need the
Blackbeard.
cover. And he gets it just in time. Leakyfact taken out. Shopify Rebellion getting themselves another attack. I said 3-3 was the bar for
Shopify Rebellion
here
is
on
a
attack.
very,
That
very
was
skilled
4-1.
team.
They've
It's
improved on
amazing.
that. They could go even better now with a 5-1 half. And if that happens, I'm not sure there's a way back into it for Falcons.
And there's been 3 separate players on the side of Shopify Rebellion that have been working absolute magic. Ambi with a 3K, Rexon with a 3K, Spoit with a 3K, Spoit with another 3K. It's just a little bit of heartbreak for Leakyfact, who hits a quad kill in the round.
Such a good player.
But the one kill that
He
you
knows how
needed
to run lobbies.
is the one
Right
you
now,
could
the score's
not
6-2.
find. 4-1 to
Ambi
Rebellion.
is falling
Up and
right
singing.
behind a
As
6-3.
said,
Very
Falcons have
good.
gotta find a way into it. It's
Epic
starting to feel
actually
already
has
like it
7
could be a
kills.
little bit too late.
Pretty
Always a big component.
crazy.
The 2 halves between
Especially in
these
pro
teams.
lobbies, you
Very,
gotta
very
think the
different
skill
battles,
level
but
that comes
putting
in
it on the
killing other
attack.
pros.
As it
Especially
stands,
when
I
it's a
feel like it might
1v5.
require Borders to see this one over the line.
It's very
What a
nice.
bloodbath border's going to be. As
Very
well
nice to
between
witness,
these
very nice to
two.
see.
It's just gonna
Amazing
be, we saw it
gameplay, amazing
already
IQ from Epic.
Shopify Rebellion earlier in the day,
It's
but
really
gonna be
nice.
absolutely
Yume
chaos
and
if this goes
someone's
to
walking
that
though, I
point.
think.
A reminder of what is
If
at
they get a couple kills
stake
here, I
as
believe they
well.
can
We
actually
are
get a
in
win
phase
in
one
this,
of the
in
Salt
hopes
Lake
they
City
get it.
game.
I'm not
This
completely
is a
sure though.
best of
They're
three
running
match.
Solits,
Anybody, whoever wins this
Thorn and
qualifies through to phase two. That's it.
Grid.
We're in phase
You
one.
are
We've got to
0 and
play
5.
again
Goyo
until we get into that Swiss stage.
needs to lock
So
in
it is
here, I
all
think.
on the line.
0 and
It's
5 is
exactly
not the
what
best.
both of these teams are going to be
Sports
wanting.
running
Nobody wants to
Dokkaebi
go down
DMR.
into the jeopardy of that
Pretty nice.
lower
They're
bracket.
running DMRs, I
Can you
think.
imagine? Oh, like I said, against some of these teams that, yeah, I think everyone looked at this bracket and saw Falcons Rebellion. Oh, those two are making it out of this easy. Is it going to be that easy? Both are playing really well, but I equally don't really fancy dropping down to play against some of the teams down there. In Falcons, Daystar earlier on today is a great example. Daystar played really well. They just lost a couple of 3v2s that, if they'd won, could have seen them getting over the line against Falcons. Now, I think for both of these teams, they'll be fully warmed into tomorrow, so it is a big ask for these teams in the lower bracket to be able to bring them down, but I certainly
This is
wouldn't count
crazy,
them out.
man.
June bringing down Canadian to start things out as the call rings on through. Hughes is literally fighting for his life, making use of the impact to remove away the sense. That is beautiful because we've seen Rexon using it so much throughout this game that why not find a way to deal with it at the same time? A 4v2, make it a 4v1. The Spoit has got it all to do, and he will not get away with it. Solotov collecting the closing 2. Round 6 going to Falcons.
That was a Church and Arsenal site, by the way.
Yep.
All the fighting done up on the top floor. An impressive defense from Falcons.
Cool though. There were sets that I didn't even have like good headholds, so he couldn't have beaten me.
Yeah, you started wallbang on headers, and then I impacted the wallbang. So guys, need to attack with good defense, but they're really boiling on defense, so just go around, okay? The main thing is just check fucking clash plays, you know? I think it's really easy when you are able to just check their comp, you know? You check their comp, you check the reinforcements, like it's so easy to play against them like this, you know? So
Going for the win. Look at the determination on his face.
I just flipped the switch. Flip. I don't know nobody else that's doing this. Don't never stop. Don't never stop.
Now here's something you didn't realize until just now. You're probably overpaying for your hotel. That's right. Not your fault, really. It's just the same hotel has way too many prices on way too many sites. Unless, of course, you check Trivago. On Trivago, you can compare prices from multiple sites in one place.
Sorry,
so
guys, I'm
you can
trying to
save up to 40%. And just like that, goodbye overpaying.
Wow. Let me guess. Trivago?
You know it. Hotel Trivago.
Sure, we're calming that, okay? Expect Monty, expect Grim, play our game. All we got to do, make plays to continue to put pressure on them and to continue to win. That's all we need to do. Try to make plays to win. Don't play scared, okay?
Yep.
Go, boys.
That was a great half. Yeah, great half, guys. Now we reset and we have another one.
Yeah. Overall, though, like, yeah, keeping in mind they're not great at executing. Even if they have the cheese stuff, they're still not great at it. It's actually pretty clunky usually.
Yeah,
They're very reliant on like getting the picks and making you move and hitting the lurks and all that shit.
Yeah, don't.
Really interesting comments coming out throughout that, to be fair, Tim, for me. Like, especially they're saying, have the confidence to make the plays. Often it's about reining players in and saying, no, don't try and be the hero. Like, play as a team and play off each other. But no, the kind of permission there from Super was get up in their face, disrupt them, slow them down, do what you can.
To quote Demo, make the play, or the play makes you.
Indeed.
Sometimes.
Timeless classic from probably 2018 I first heard that line.
Yeah. Sometimes you've just got to take that front foot, and especially when you are already in the driving seat, when you have the momentum, that to me is a mentality of a top team. And we can get into discussions, about where Rebellion will finish in the tournament and everything, but I'm talking about mentality-wise. That is a top team mentality, and it's the shark smelling blood in the water. It's we are on top of them here, we are better than them here. Go and make your plays, go and win your plays. You're gonna roll over this one, and it is that mentality of sensing that a team's on the ropes a little bit and going for the big knockout. And I love it.
We'll see if that carries over to the defensive half. That's exactly what we're jumping into. Surf up on the top floor, getting down those mute jammers that we've spoken about already.
They win this, they win the game.
Inside the hole already from June there that had just come crawling in off towards his side. We'll take that. It's one drone out of the round. So it's very similar to what we saw coming out of Falcons. It is playing up on the top floor. It is wasting time. It's forcing them to play through you and have to come to you rather than focusing strictly on the site itself.
We can also, of course, follow through, what Seth has said there in that time out of try and decide what the execute is going to be. Let's try and recognise it, and then let's play for it. Let's help each other, and let's make sure we set for it. And, of course, we're uniquely positioned here watching the sport to be able to see both sides of that, so we have a good idea of what that setup is. So you can keep an eye on that at home. Watch what are Rebellion doing. Once we've got a sense of what is that execute, where are they shaping up, where are they softening up, you can
oh my goodness, he's getting wallbanged. He's getting wallbanged.
To that, are they aware of it indeed?
It's a bit crazy, the ambi there. I think just seen through the drone hole on the drone, of course. Could have lost his life there if the shots were just a couple of pixels off to the left or the right. Would have found his head, and it would have been like a how on earth did you kill me there moment. But he gets away with his life, drops back down towards oil, and can then look to rejoin his team on site, or potentially look to go aggressive once more. Only one player left really upstairs here for Rebellion. It is Rexon, who's dancing around inside a storage, holding tight with the shotgun. Otherwise, everyone's back on site, and that means 2 minutes of Falcons to get themselves set up for we hope it's going to be a pretty convincing execute.
Yeah, that's it. They should have plenty of time. So now they can, as soon as they recognise, I think they are comfortable at this point that they've got everybody chased away. They just see the man there on stairs, but Surf is going to get himself back down to the bottom and more towards sight. So Falcons can now confidently start moving through. Surf does go back, take the drone out, but then he's going to say that's enough for me. I'm going to look to just get myself back on into sight. So looking at the way that Falcons are shaping up at the minute, it's very much towards those main stairs, bar and kitchen. So the question now is, do Rebellion recognise that? How do they start looking to counter that? We can see that we've got one playing out into dirt. Spite is doing that because, we're looking at, there's a bit of pressure on main stairs, a bit of pressure towards Motor. Maybe they'll come for kitchen hatch. They could try to pressure dirt. They're fairly confident at the minute that there's nothing coming towards blue, and so a lot of the focus from Rebellion has now shifted towards this other side.
Again, bearing in mind they had 2 minutes to work with here. It's been a bit of a slow setup overall, I think, for Falcons. They weren't 100% confident the top floor was clear. We saw a lot of those jammers that were placed down by Surf earlier just impeding drones. They weren't 100% confident, but once they got to this stage now, of course, they know for certain this is where the utility's going to start doing work on the other side. Still a C4, still a smoke, a bunch of impacts they can work with. A lot to play behind here. And Shock Horror,
this is
Falcons
not
trying to
good.
go for a drop execute. We've seen it so many times, and they were ready for it. Smoke perfectly placed. Rexon with a shotgun at the ready too.
Oh
with the
my
push coming in from
goodness.
Blue, but it's down to a 2 versus 2 with 20 seconds to play.
I like this from Falcons. They haven't allowed them to just watch that one side. They've moved in and actually got their success from main stairs. And Motor side uses
oh my god,
just to pick up Rexon 2 versus 1.
the Canadian needs to survive here and they win.
Trying to hold on. Plant is going down. Nitro goes out. Shot out of the sky. Will not be successful. Breeder with the final kill. I think a few bullets land in there from Canadian, but just not enough through the soft wall. And Falcons,
is it a 3v3 now?
It kind of plays
making
in.
it
They
back?
don't know this, but it plays plays in perfectly to almost counter what Super said, where it was try and recognise where is the plant coming from, where is the final execute coming from, let's play towards that. Falcons, they really mixed it up. There was a lot of pressure towards that bar hatch and main stairs, and then we saw the rotation away, 2 go down blue. It wasn't successful, but it did mean that Rebellion had to shift focus, and then we have pressure from kitchen hatch, so Rexon and Spike deal with that, but that creates the gap for Brine to walk in. Really nice, like triple face of an attack there from Falcons, and it just made it so difficult for Rebellion to do what they wanted to do, which was recognise where are they coming from and let's focus on that. There was no possible way to focus on everything Falcons were doing.
Bit of a heartbreaker, I think, for Canadian, who was so close there to forcing out the 1v1 and to use this, and with the plant going down, a very good chance that he comes out on top. There were only a few seconds left in the round. Unfortunately, just couldn't quite collect the closing man. As I said during the round as well, they knew that that was going to be the plant coming out of Falcons. That drop through kitchen in towards the default plant.
They're doing a lot of the same strats.
Times at this point, they just looked ready. Still can't get it over the line though, and that opens the door for Falcons to close that gap to just a single round. They get this one
Rebellion's
done.
also running
I'm starting to feel nervous for Rebellion then, because if you're down 2-0 on your defense and kick things
Zombie,
off, after having such a
Lucy,
successful
and
first half,
Valkyrie.
you're going to start to feel a little bit nervous, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I would agree with you. They certainly don't want that kind of chipping away at. Bride going to be getting very aggressive on that breach there. They're going to be looking, of course, to get towards cash and CCTV. The site is bedroom, but it's about that top floor clearance and about getting control of that so that you can use the balcony and the windows to pressure directly on site. Now then, I'm not sure that drone was aware of Surf. Nitro goes out. Solotov was fleet-footed and managed to get himself out of the way. No damage taken. We're going to see Surf just disappear off into the bowels, but that's again something that Falcons need to deal with here, and they're going to do that by way of a Deimos track.
It's going to force him at least to move away, which is the crucial part there, but they're still going to know he's in the basement. They're going to have to keep an eye on him. Spoit with a freebie on towards Jimu. I think just trying to pull off a bit of a play there. A solo pushing towards VIP, in towards construction, through the single wall. Not quite the play his team are looking for. Didn't quite manage to capitalise on the back of the info that Snake was giving him. A second kill coming through as Spoit, really warming into the series. He started out quite rough to him. I think he was 0-5 back on map 1. Grew into things, really started to shine. He's doing more of that now. Canadian getting Solotov. It's a 1 versus 4. This is much better coming out of Rebellion.
Yeah, really good defense from them this time. Like you say, Spoit just absolutely alert and alive from the very first second of the round, and he's cut down 2 really important paths of attack for Falcons.
Let's see if we can do anything.
Shopify a really good
Top in the
advantage.
game, actually. He can't
Try
do
to
anything
get
else.
something going with the Deimos, but Canadian is there to shut it down. And that is going to be another
Canadian shut it down.
They can play this game now. They've got themselves that advantage already. They can go for 1-for-1. Doesn't matter. It leaves them with a win.
We've got a leaky fucking chat being like, yo, Canadian. Okay. I wonder what was going to follow that. I thought he'd have a question or something, but he just said no. Yo, Canadian, you are terrible, bro.
Canadian's laughing. I don't think he's too worried about it.
I don't think he's too bothered. I think it was more about the gunfight itself that was just a bit of a whiff coming out for Canadian. He was like, okay, my bad. He's laughed in response.
He
All
must
is
be
well and good, as you probably come to expect by now. These guys have seen each other many a time. Admittedly, not played against each other as much as you come to think, but twice have Falcons and Shopify Rebellion faced off. I imagine back in the old days of, maybe not quite back in the SSG days for Canadian, but the DZ days and the BDS days. Been a bunch of times they've faced off as well. Either way, we're into that crucial round now, Tim. Round 9. Rebellion take this one. They've got a 3-round lead, and it's hard to see how Falcons can battle their way back in, given they'll have lost 2 rounds back-to-back. If Falcons win it, well, they're only 1 round behind, and suddenly you start thinking, well, could they bring this one back to OT? Could they potentially even jump over Rebellion and get the map win? It's a tall order, but it's very, very possible, Tim. So for me, at least, the winner who comes out on top of this one, I think will determine whether or not Rebellion take the map, or if we find ourselves going to OT in a few rounds' time.
I think Rexon just wanting to see if he could put that DMR to early use there. Isn't able to, but might still yet get the opportunity. Falcons need to be concerning themselves with that catwalk position. We saw a really good clearance from the North Americans when they were trying to deal with this. So are we going to see a repeat in the reverse as the Europeans try to show they are just as capable? Interestingly, lower garage wasn't reinforced. And the reason for that is this extension that we're seeing out in towards master and bedroom. So if you sat at home thinking, why on earth have they not done lower garage? They can just open it with soft breaches. It's because they've reinforced Jacuzzi wall and because they've done 2 reinforcements between Master and Jim with some rotation space in there. So the commitment to the extension out there has weakened the garage hold a little bit.
I was trying to C4, but the player had moved away, so not quite going to find what he was looking for. Solotov, that shotgun blast saw him go down and thought, what's Canadian up to now? Aggression onto the wall, 2 players stacked up on each other, and Canadian's the one looking to go aggressive. Swing moves. Hello? No! They must have known! They must have known there were 2 players in their team, but that was definitely a massive miscom that's only come back to bite Falcons. And this looks to be that 6-3 scoreline that we were talking about.
Yeah, that's got to be a mistake there. Surely you're aware of the players inside a bathroom. They're moving about. You're going to be able to hear them. They're trying to challenge you with the shotgun. Not good from Falcons, really handing an opportunity to Rebellion here, who are more than happy to take it. As I often say, a mistake is only a mistake when the other team capitalises on it, and that's exactly what Rebellion were able to do. We're going to have users just managing to recover that diffuser, but now I love this from Rebellion as well. They know that the damage is done, so what have they done? They've dipped themselves back towards site. You're not going to get anything easily here, user. Spoit is there ready on the door, finds his kill, and Shopify Rebellion move themselves up to map point.
I think from both teams we've seen one very dominant map so far, and I really can't call which way Border would go.
Really good
if Rebellion
game.
let this one slip now, it's
this is going to be
disaster.
the deciding
That's
one.
the way it happens.
Sure.
They've played this
First one
beautifully.
to
You
do.
heard Super saying at the half, brilliant first half, just keep it going, and that's exactly what they've done. Yes, they lost round 7, but those last 2 have looked absolutely sublime. Now we find ourselves with our extra little ban coming on through. I don't really know if there's a ban here that's going to really help Falcons out of this hole that they find themselves in. They take away the bandit, the other side, they remove the ace. Don't think it's going to be too much of a bother, but we have seen it for 2 of those 3 rounds. Otherwise, it was the Habana that we saw in the previous one, which I imagine now Brede will be stuck on for the remainder of this game.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think the remainder of this game could be short-lived, as it wouldn't surprise me at all to see Shopify Rebellion get this done here and now, given that they're in Church and Arsenal.
Yep.
You know, one of the strongest defensive sites that we have. That's where they're going to look to close things out.
And what must have happened there? They had, because one player swung on the jacuzzi side of that bathroom wall and knew that there were 2 players in there. They had loads of bullets flying at him. Surely the call must have come, oh, 2 players in bathroom. But clearly it wasn't. Like, the call wasn't made. And it was just a little bit of a collapse. Not be surprised if Falcons in their own minds here are already writing that map off. That's a big error if you wanted to be able to get this done in 2. So for me, it is going to require the first.
I like the changes that we see. You know, we don't often see too many changes or kind of innovation on Clubhouse. You know, it's been played out a lot of times and it's, you know, been refined and refined over that time. But just that extra commitment out to the Master and Jim hold with the reinforcements there, sacrificing lower Jim's reinforcements to allow you to hold that with greater strength, certainly seems to be proving problematic to teams at the minute.
new bad card
that really worked out for Rebellion in that round. So let's see how we go here. Church and Arsenal is the site. We saw it won on the attack by Falcons back in round 7, so Rebellion going to need to find a way to try and stifle the Falcons attack. If you remember last time around, it was about being multifaceted. It was about keeping Rebellion guessing, not letting them focus on any single point. There was 3 points of attack from Falcons, and I think that's something hopefully that they recognise was where the success came from, and they will try and repeat it this time.
I've got to give a nod towards Spoit especially. I know he's had a bit of stick lately in some of his games where he hasn't really had a great performance, but in this game, 3 3Ks he's walked away with, and every single round his team have come out on top, even in the one round where Leaky Fat managed to net a 4K. It's a big performance from him overall. I'm not saying it's the only reason they're winning, but at 12-4, you really can't deny the impact that he's been having.
No, he played well earlier as well. He's having a good day, and I'm sure that Rebellion fans will be hoping to see it continue. As it stands, we are halfway through the round. Falcons have got themselves
control. It's just crazy.
Shopify Rebellion are all pushed back into sight now. They're going to try and hold their position. Zambi's going to take some damage inside of Memo. Needs to be careful that he doesn't get too aggressive. The hatch is still closed above him though, so that's only going to be a matter of time now as we hear the Habana pellets being applied. But he just needs to be careful. He does manage to just get himself across there, back to safety, but still, it's all progress for Falcons.
The key difference this time around for Falcons, by the look of it at least, I imagine someone will rotate over, is no one is trying to push down blue. if they want to send Joom in through dirt, which is very, very typical, it's either the drop in towards kitchen or it's someone getting on towards the doorway itself of dirt, you need someone coming in through blue. So someone's now rotating over by the looks of it and looking to make sure they've got that sync up. It'll be Solotov.
Likafak's taken a drop into Memo as well. He's currently holding that position. Ambi manages to take him down. That's a massive kill there for Shopify Rebellion because it just removes completely one of those angles of attack for Falcons. It means they can focus up elsewhere. Users does manage to find Surf. 4 versus 4 as it stands, and Solotov is on his way down blue, Des.
Yeah, that's towards dirt. I think Surfy was trying to be aggressive on towards Joom, who's now going to capitalise off the back of his teammate finding a kill to push on through. At least one goes the way, but 2 fly back. Ambi on for a double. Spoit finds another.
Canadian versus UMA and Bridge.
And Diffuser is going down, Tim. It's a temporary 2 versus 2.
Yeah, I don't see how Rebellion are able to do anything about this, especially with Joom on the cover. He's going to circle around. The comms will be there because Spoit was in position.
Hit that.
We'll just see Brede looking to try and get something going with Joom here. They've separated themselves well. Might just be able to fight their way through. Brede finds one, but
and that's a game.
Joom to find the last. Falcons another successful attack onto basement, and Rebellion really struggling with that site.
I thought they started out really well too. Yeah. Like the play from Ambi inside the Moto, escaping users watching on main, then doubling back with the shotgun to get the kill onto Likafak once he dropped in. It was going great for them. Just a thing in that close there, they didn't expect a plant to go down so quickly when all the focus, admittedly as well, came down in towards dirt. Joom being on that Blackbeard, pushing his way through aggressively, even without full blue control or kitchen control, they still managed to make it work. Problem is though, Tim, as you said, that's the only site that we've seen Falcons able to make work for them so far. They've won both attacks down there. They lost the other 2 off sites relatively convincingly, only getting 2 kills, in fact, across both rounds 8 and 9. So you forgive me for being a little bit pessimistic about their chances here of keeping this going all the way to OT.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I still have the feeling here that Rebellion managed to get it done on one of these 2 sites up on the top floor. But like I said, who knows? Falcons, they've been a little bit of a confidence team at times over the last month or so. And that round might just help to build them back into things here. We're going to see quite a strong lineup coming out of them. As the Blackbeard does get picked away. Oh no, we're back to it. Joom is going to go with Blackbeard. I was going to say Blackbeard, Grim, Deimos and Ying. It's a heck of a lineup.
Quite terrifying, isn't it? Looks for the execute, I think, more than anything else as well, especially looking in towards the Ying, in towards the Grim more than anything else. And of course the Blackbeard, as we saw in the last round, can make a hell of a lot of pressure. A lot of noise on his charge on through. Otherwise, on the other side, I'm looking towards Canadian on that Clash. Now, we've seen a lot of castles so far today across, I want to say, pretty much every map that we play. Granted, I've seen 2 maps of Bank, and then on here we're seeing it coming out again. But I think more than anything else, it's just the fact, again, that it makes life that little bit more frustrating for the attackers when you've got to work your way through the Kiba barriers, you've got to worry about the castle barricade, you've got to worry about when the Clash is playing. There's just a lot of flexibility here that it gives to the defenders to be able to respond to what they see coming on forwards.
The mute has been brought along for the wall denial, but of course that's going to be ineffective now against those hard breach charges, given that they are the secondary hard breach charges. They're not affected by mute jammers, so that is going to speed things up for Falcons a little bit as well. Now you need to start dealing with these castle barricades. Nade should do the job for them. Will open it up. That's going to give a little bit of access. We can see the nade going in, trying to force the Clash out of position.
It's done just that, but at the same time, I think it's also opened up for another player to slip back through. So there's 4 of them all dancing around site here. They're very much given up on their extended hold and said, right, we just go back in towards site here because they're trying to hit us pretty hard. And sure enough, they get the down on towards Spoit. Down goes the Azami. Man advantage for Falcons. Tim, surely it's not the start of some kind of comeback, is it?
Here comes the fight back from Falcons. There's as Solotov manages to find Rexon. Likafak slips through the net and picks up Ambi. 4 versus 2 now, and they are starting to lose control of sight as well. Surf being forced back onto the bed, dealt with by Joom, and it's all up to Canadian. Little that he can do on the Clash. Nearly finds one, but it would have been no more than a consolation as they were swarming around him for that final kill, and Falcons keep things alive, taking us to round 12.
Is there a chance they could take us to OT?
Confidence team at the minute.
This could be pretty magic if they do it, but understandably, Super wants to step in for attack timeout and just get his boys over the line. They've played this map so sublimely well that it'd be a massive shame if they find themselves falling just short here and letting Falcons back into things. Once we get into OT, all bets are off.
Yeah, I think this could be a really effective time for a timeout. I'd often be, one of the people kind of calling for it an earlier point in the game rather than that round 12 where you kind of feel like the damage might be done at that point. But I think in this situation, we've got different strategies for tactical timeouts from coaches. We've heard it, we've spoken about it a lot, and one of them can often be just trying to give your team that next round. Coming in with very specific advice. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to play it. This is why it's going to work. And giving them a blueprint. We hear Ramalho do it for G2 fantastically well. Coming in and giving that blueprint for the following round and how it's going to be won. And I think that's exactly what Super's likely to have been doing here. It's not, I don't think, going to be too much of a vibe check of like, come on. I think it's going to be very much like this is what we need to do. This is how we're going to get this over the line.
Being more prescriptive with the actual round itself, just really that's all that matters right now. They get it done, the map is over. But he's just watched his boys slowly start to crumble here across a few of these rounds. Yeah, they got a couple of wins
you can't really do anything about that.
But it has been 3 attacking wins to Falcons.
Keep panicking, and you can tell. You can see.
Rebellion, and we have 3 more rounds to see who comes away the victor in OT. We're going to set things up down in the basement, Tim. They haven't won here across either of those 2 rounds that they played on it. Definitely feels like a bit of a roll of the dice, but they're not quite backing themselves in Cash CC or inside a gym bedroom. I feel this is where they can come away with the win.
Church and Arsenal going to be, got to say, it's a bit of a gamble. They've
Massive roll of the dice, mate.
Played it twice, lost it twice so far. My question is, Rebellion, how are you going to deal with things differently? They have put, a lot of their stakes here on Spoit, I think, on the Vigil, and having an impact, getting out there in the map. I think what they're trying to say there is, we've been hit from these multiple angles, multiple directions each time they've attacked here. Let's force them to waste time. Let's, maybe get on their flank. Let's cause them a problem.
That's the key thing, like looking at this round versus others, but Spoit's being aggressive around storage. Rexon was up on the 2nd floor just a second ago. And I think what they've tried to do, rather than playing behind Goyos, because Surf equally has stepped away from playing on the Goyos, playing over with the DMR right now. I think they want to try and challenge a bit more aggressively and take the gunfights rather than trying to hide behind utility, because they've realised that just isn't working out for them. And sure enough, Solotov has the right sort of idea. It's one of those Grimbees coming out over the top just to check there's no one sat in behind the Keeper, and the answer is no, they have all fled back in towards site. So once again, Falcons have got 2 minutes to get themselves set up for an execute, Tim.
Yeah, exactly that. I think Falcons have actually dealt with this sort of new idea, this new defence from Rebellion pretty well so far, having forced them back, give or take, the same amount of time that they have done previously. Ambi on main stairs could be one to watch. Need a move from someone. It feels like they just need that moment where they completely break one of the legs of this attack, because you know that it's going to be pressure from Moto, pressure from main, maybe Kitchen Arch, a bit of blue. You know that it's going to be absolutely everywhere for Falcons. 1 minute 20 left on the clock, and Doom is starting to pressure down the main stairs.
Almost being C4'd out, but keeps himself going, and like that as Ambi tries to get himself down under the cover of that C4. No, finished off by Leaky Fact from above. 5v4. Solotov once again starting his march down blue. We've seen this one before, Tim. With 60 seconds to play, this is theirs for taking.
Solotov manages to find the kill as well. We've got pressure on main stairs, so right now, Rebellion being spun round on their heels a little bit. Leakafak is going to grab that diffuser, and they are starting to pass it around and think about exactly who and where is going to go for this plant. June just relocating on that Blackbeard at the minute out towards, I think it's sort of blue and garage side, but it seems like there's a little bit of indecision from them at the minute. Doesn't matter though, as Users manages to pick up Canadian, and it looks, with 30 seconds left to go, like this could well be headed to a few extra rounds, Des.
They're all dropping down around them, one towards Moto, one towards blue, the shield pushing on through at the same time. That is another wonderful round for Falcons. And Tim, I think you can say the line.
We're going to overtime, Des. Falcons fighting their way back into that beautifully. And now it really puts Rebellion on the back foot. So far, it's been the attackers that have had the advantage. 4-2 in each attacking half. And guess who starts on the attack, Des?
Oh, if I had to guess, Tim, I'd say Falcons.
You'd be absolutely right. Not because you can see it on our second screen.
Oh, we've got a second screen? I've never looked at it.
What a guess that was then, Des.
I could obviously see it, guys, just so we're clear on that one. This is...
I think everybody knew that, Des. I don't think you needed to clear that up.
That's not true. They don't know if we've got a second screen necessarily.
We do.
We do, but they didn't know that. That's bringing the curtain up here a little bit. We've got two screens.
Have a great day. Good day. Oh my god. Have a great day, everybody.